Hey football fans, it's Alex. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week in football, I want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys defeating the New England Patriots. At first, when I saw this game coming up, I thought Dallas would probably win 16-13 by a field goal. The reason why was because the Patriots defense is one of the most well-disciplined defenses that you will ever see. Bill Belichick as a head coach is very strict with his players. The players for the Patriots defense are very well trained and they're always ready for any types of surprises. And then with the Patriots offense, of course, I thought with them still developing under Mac Jones, the quarterback for the Patriots, I didn't think that the Patriots offense would score that much. And of course, as I mentioned with the Patriots defense being so well disciplined, I didn't think that Dak and the Cowboys offense was going to be able to compete with the Patriots defense. But my God, was I wrong, because the Dallas Cowboys won that game 35-29 in what was a terrific game. That game, it started out as a game as equals. The Dallas Cowboys had a turnover on downs, allowing the Patriots to have the ball next. That Patriots in 3 plays scored their first touchdown, and they led 7-0. Eventually, Dak and the Cowboys would be able to retaliate, and Dallas's quarterback, Dak Prescott, was able to complete a touchdown pass to Blake Jarwin in what would lead it to a 7-7 tie in the first quarter. As the game went on, there was one touchdown that the Cowboys could have had before going into halftime, and it was when the ball was placed at the 1-yard line. Dak Prescott was trying to do a quarterback sneak for a touchdown, and the first time it was at first called a touchdown, but then they had to recall it. They had to overturn it. And a lot of fans, they watched the replay, they saw that Dak's half of his body was in the end zone, which, I mean, logically it would be a touchdown. Now, the reason why I don't think the officials called it a touchdown was because the video evidence did not show the ball crossing the goal line. And so the NFL rule states that you need to have the ball cross the goal line in order for it to count as a touchdown. And because the officials could not see it, even though logically if half of Dak's body from the waist up is in the end zone, that would mean that the ball probably crossed the goal line. But because we couldn't see it, because the refs could not see it on the replay, they couldn't call it officially a touchdown. And then on that third and goal try, Dak was going to try and sneak it in again for a touchdown, but instead of going underneath the offensive lineman, he was going to leap for it. Because as I stated, the rules state all you need to do, have the ball cross the line, and that's it. If it fumbles in the end zone after crossing the line, it's still a touchdown. Well, what happened here, and this is where the Patriots defense shows how intelligent they are. The Patriots defense, just before Dak is able to cross the line, punch the ball out. It goes into the end zone. The Patriots recover it, and they get the ball back. And no touchdown on that play. And so the Patriots were able to lead at halftime. Now, the second half is where things got interesting. Dak was able to score a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb to give them the lead. Eventually, the Patriots retaliated with a touchdown of their own. And the lead at that point, going into the fourth quarter, was 21-20. The Cowboys had a chance to take a 23-21 lead, but Greg the Leg had missed the field goal, and the Patriots got the ball back. Now, this is where everything went 360. The Patriots, on a second down pass attempt, they throw it down the middle. Mac Jones throws it down the middle, only for it to be intercepted by Trayvon INT Diggs. Trayvon INT Diggs, dude, that guy is terrific. That is his 7th interception. That is, I believe, his 2nd pick 6 in this season. A pick 6 as in intercepting the ball, returning it automatically for a touchdown. Cowboys lead 26-20. Correction, 26-21, because they had missed the they had missed the 2-point conversion. And so with all the momentum on Dallas' side, you're thinking the Dallas defense is going to be able to stop Mac Jones again. Wrong. On the very first play after that touchdown by the Cowboys, Mac Jones throws it deep and finds an open wide receiver, Kendrick Bourne, the former 49er, and he takes it all the way in for a touchdown. That was one play immediately to the touchdown. The Patriots are able to get the 2-point conversion. They lead 29-26. And eventually, Dak and the Cowboys, they're able to run down the clock, get themselves into field goal range thanks to the help of a big catch by CeeDee Lamb, and they're able to force it into overtime 29-29. Patriots have the ball first. The Dallas defense is able to force a punt by the Patriots, and so Dallas gets the ball back with less than 7 minutes left in overtime. And down to the final 4 minutes, Dak Prescott on a play action pass, finds a wide open CD Lamb. He outruns the Patriots defense and runs into the end zone for a touchdown in what was a terrific game and a crucial win for the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why I say it's a crucial win is because, one, this is the first time the Dallas Cowboys have beaten the New England Patriots at New England since 1987, since Ronald Reagan was still president. And then another thing is the Dallas Cowboys had set a franchise record for fastest team to reach 2,500 touchdowns in the franchise's history. So what I mean by that is the Dallas Cowboys, in their 60 years of being an NFL team, it only took them 61 years to score 2,500 touchdowns, the fastest by any NFL team. Now, that does not mean that they have the most touchdowns by any NFL team. That actually belongs to the Green Bay Packers, who have 3,518 touchdowns. So, only, I believe that's 1,017 more touchdowns till they tie the record. All right, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is the Arizona Cardinals. And the reason why I want to talk about them is because, one, they are 6-0 for the first time since the 70s. I wasn't even born the last time that they were 6-0. And then another thing I want to mention is just how good of an example of a great team the Arizona Cardinals represent. And the Cardinals represent a great team because they are well balanced on defense. The offense is tremendous. The air raid offense right now is working. And I have to give props to Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. When he was brought to the Arizona Cardinals, he did not have a great record at Texas Tech. And some people doubted the air raid offense. I had a little bit of doubt, but Cliff Kingsbury in 3 years was able to develop the Cardinals into a well thought out and well built team. And you know what's an ultimate example of a well-built team? When you can play and win without your head coach. And I mentioned that because Cliff Kingsbury could not coach the Cardinals when they played against the Cleveland Browns this week. And that was because Cliff Kingsbury had been put on the COVID list. Fortunately, though, he did not need to be there to beat the Cleveland Browns. The Arizona Cardinals were able to defeat the Browns. They were able to sack Baker Mayfield, put pressure on him. The Arizona Cardinals scored over 30 points in Cleveland, and it was a terrific show of offense. Kyler Murray with 4 touchdowns, showing that he also has a chance at the MVP, at the NFL MVP this year. And a lot of it has to do with his receiving core as well. He has a tremendous group of receivers, and even the running back, James Conner, the former Pittsburgh Steelers. For his receivers, he has A.J. Green, the veteran from the Cincinnati Bengals. You have DeAndre Hopkins, who is the steal from the trade last year when DeAndre Hopkins was traded by the Texans to the Arizona Cardinals. All he's done is just developed a great friendship, a great chemistry with Kyler Murray. And then let's not forget Christian Kirk, who is a very underrated receiver. He was drafted by the Cardinals. The former Aggie wide receiver did a terrific job in being able to secure catches, getting himself wide open. A very underrated wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. And then last thing I want to mention from the Cardinals is their defense. The defense is very well built. Chandler Jones, their linebacker, is one of the leaders of this team. Let's not forget J.J. Watt, who is revamped and ready to be able to take the Cardinals deeper into the playoffs. And let's not forget their secondary led by Budda Baker, who is one of the most tremendous safeties that I have seen in these last few years of NFL football. And another reason why I mentioned that they're a well-built team, this was almost a 3-year plan by the Arizona Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury. When he was hired as the head coach, Cliff Kingsbury made it his objective to draft Kyler Murray, have him develop in his first year as a rookie. No high expectations, no playoff expectations, just do good and don't get hurt. Second season, they get DeAndre Hopkins. They ramp up the defense, especially with one of their new defensive players, Isaiah Simmons, one of the linebackers from Clemson, a very tough linebacker. And then in the third season, right now, this is the third season, very well stacked with 3 great wide receivers, a good running back to help carry the workload, and then a revitalized defense that the Arizona Cardinals had long ago when Carson Palmer was still the quarterback, when Patrick Peterson was the cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals. And then another thing I want to mention, they've already defeated the Rams. They've already defeated the San Francisco 49ers. If they can beat the Seahawks just once, that'll show that the Arizona Cardinals can be the best in the NFC West. And I mentioned that as well because coming into the season, the Arizona Cardinals were expected to be the lesser of the four great teams in the NFC West. And the reason for that is because The 49ers, they have a terrific defensive lineman. They have a well-balanced offense. The Los Angeles Rams, with Matthew Stafford as their quarterback, everyone expected them to have a high-scoring offense, and it showed eventually. And then the Seahawks, they have been a well-balanced team on offense and defense for the last 10 years. Always fun to watch the 49ers and Seahawks rivalry, and that's primarily because of Russell Wilson being their quarterback for so long. And so the Cardinals right now are showing that they are a competitive team, and I do believe that they have a chance at not only making the playoffs, but they can maybe make the Super Bowl if they keep up the work that they're doing right now. All right, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is college football, and I'm not going to go into any detail about the Big 12 or the SEC. I'm actually going to talk about the American Athletic Conference, or the American. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because in that conference, while it's not a Power 5 conference, it's actually a Group of 5 conference. You have schools such as Houston and University of Central Florida that are thinking of leaving the conference and going into the Big 12, all because the Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners are leaving to go to the SEC. Now, because of those moves, the American Conference is looking to get into expanding its a number of teams in their conference. And it was actually confirmed today that 6 teams will be joining the conference. Those 6 teams include the University of North Texas, UT San Antonio, Rice University, the University of Alabama Birmingham, Charlotte, and Florida Atlantic University. All 6 of those schools are part of Conference USA, and a lot of those schools have a tremendous group of offensive power. And I've been able to see those teams play for the last 4 years when I was at the University of North Texas. Back when I was there and watching the football games, UT San Antonio was known for their run offense and their pro style of offense, meaning balanced run, balanced passing. And this week, they're actually ranked number 25 in the nation. It's taken them a long time to get there, but now they're one of the best teams in the nation. Rice University is also known for being very intelligent with their plays, very great play calling, and a very good and conservative type of offense. The University of Alabama Birmingham, they had to shut down their football program several years ago, and then they had it return back in the 2017 season. And even when they were just coming back, the offense was terrific, always averaging about 35 points a game. Against the University of North Texas, they would score 40 points a game all the time. And I know it because I would witness that all the time. Heck, this season, Alabama Birmingham had defeated North Texas, scoring 40 points at Apogee Stadium. Florida Atlantic, they started out as one of the lower schools, but then when Lane Kiffin came in as the head coach, the team started growing and getting better and better. The same thing with Charlotte. The Charlotte 49ers are also really good on offense, averaging almost 30 points a game. And the University of North Texas, with Seth Luttrell being their head coach, the offense had revamped and grew under Seth Luttrell. And so I believe that all of these schools have a great chance of being able to do good in the American Conference. It's only going to be a matter of time, and I do believe this will eventually happen. The teams will grow because with them moving up to a Group of 5 conference, they're going to get a lot more recruits, a lot of better recruits, and so the conference is going to get a lot more competitive, especially in terms of offense. All of these teams have the spread offense. Well, most of these teams have the spread offense, and it's always been shown to produce a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points. And so I'm pretty sure the American Conference had noticed that when they were reviewing the applications for all 6 of those schools. And so I really can't wait to see how these teams do. We do not know when they will join the conference. It is expected, though, according to ESPN, that they will join in the 2023-2024 season, so only in a couple of years. And that's probably because of needing to buy out the contracts from Conference USA, depending when the University of Houston and all the other schools applying for the Big 12 are going to be leaving those universities. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys have any comments, please comment below. Let me know of any opinions or anything that you guys think of. And once again, guys, I'll see you guys next time.